In today's video, we compare Stalker and Ghost to see which hero is the better invis hero. If you missed our last hero comparison, I'll link it in the top right corner. You can watch it after this, or you can find it in the description. We are going to be comparing Stalker and Ghost in 5 different categories, and each of those categories will carry 1 point. Afterwards, we're gonna see which hero is better for the team and which hero is better for playing alone. Both those categories will carry 2 points each, and after that, we're gonna add up everything and decide which hero is the better invisibility hero. And getting right into it, the first category that we're comparing is their health and armor. And here, we are going to be comparing these heroes at divine level, and we shall do the same for all categories. We're gonna be using these heroes at divine level and without any gears equipped. So Stalker, without any gears equipped at divine level, has a health of 1262, and Ghost has a health of 902. In terms of armor, Stalker has an armor of 1156, and Ghost has an armor of 578. So in this category, the clear winner is Stalker. He simply has much more hit points than Ghost. So for this category, Stalker gets the 1 point. And then moving on to the next category, and here we shall be comparing the heroes' damage and armor penetration. And starting off with their base damage per bullet, again, we remove all the gears so that we can get the base damage without any bonuses from any gears. So the base damage for Stalker per bullet is indicated here to be 347, and his magazine carries 30 rounds by default. So multiplying that by 30 gives you a total base damage of 10,410. That's the damage that it does from his entire magazine. In the case of Ghost, it does damage of 248 per bullet, and his default magazine carries 13 bullets. So doing the math there brings it down to a total damage of 3,224. And then, even in terms of armor penetration, we are still using the base armor penetration values which are provided to us, the same values we used in the armor penetration video, which I'll also link in the top right corner in case you haven't watched it. But Stalker's base armor penetration is 35, and Ghost's armor penetration by default is 15. But if you consider the additional armor penetration from his passives of 18, that brings his armor penetration to 33. Still a lower penetration than Stalker. So in this category, Stalker has way more damage and has higher armor penetration. So clearly, Stalker gets the point here. And then we proceed to the third category. We shall be comparing their movement speed and their running noise. Now, in the case of Stalker, he moves at a relatively normal speed, not too fast, not too slow, and his noise is also average. If he's moving really close to you, you can see his footsteps. And in the case of Ghost, he's much faster than Stalker, and on top of that, he gets a speed boost from his steam ability, the same ability that he uses for healing. This ability also gives him a speed boost. So overall, I would say Ghost is much faster than Stalker. And then when we look at the running noise, Ghost makes less noise than Stalker, and Stalker's footsteps are much more likely to be seen. So in this case, Ghost wins and gets the 1 point. Before I proceed to the fourth category, if you've been enjoying the videos and find some value in them, feel free to hit the subscribe button so that you can always be the first to see these videos when they get uploaded. And continuing to our fourth category, the healing abilities. Now in this case, Stalker has the team healing ability, which reduces his movement speed by 50%, but restores health of 72 per second to all allies within a range of 400, and this lasts for 9 seconds. In addition, all incoming damage to Stalker and his allies within a range of 400 is reduced by 40%. And then in the case of Ghost, when he activates his healing ability, he gains a 30% increase to his movement speed, and he also gains 45 health per second for 8 seconds. But Ghost can shoot while he's still healing. Stalker can also shoot while still healing. But the main difference here is Ghost carries 4 charges for his healing ability, whereas Stalker carries only 2 charges. So in this case, I would say that Ghost's healing ability is much better than Stalker's. This is why. These heroes that go invisible have one main playing style, and that is hit and run. It's all about how fast you can get away after taking out an enemy, or how fast you can get away after making a mistake. When Stalker makes a mistake, he doesn't have the benefit of the speed boost from his healing ability to get away, especially if you're dealing with enemies that have shields, whereby team healing can help with the damage reduction, but you need 4 personal gears. So in this case, Ghost is much more suited to be an invisibility hero because his healing ability allows him to move 30% faster, and that's a very big difference. Allows him to get away very fast from situations or catch up with enemies who are trying to get away. Although Stalker's team healing is very beneficial for the team in terms of reducing the incoming damage, you need 4 personal gears for this. And let's admit it, at the moment, I wouldn't say that the majority of players already have 4 personal gears for Stalker. And for that reason, I say Ghost's healing ability is much better. So Ghost gets the point in this category. Proceeding to our 5th category, and this is the team bonuses that these heroes can give to their teams. And in this case, we start off with Stalker. Stalker doesn't really have any very good passive bonuses that is always giving to the team at all times, but on killing an enemy, his reload time is reduced by 90%, as well as the reload time for all allies that are close to him within a range of 400, which means it's almost an instant reload. And in addition, they also gain 370 health, but in the case of Ghost, at all times is giving an increase of 18 to the armor penetration of all allies within a range of 450. And at the same time, their pickup time for both armor and power-ups is faster. Any item that they pick it up 6% faster when they're close to Ghost. So in this case, Ghost's ability is much more helpful. So Ghost gets the 1 point. Going into the final verdicts, Ghost is leading by a point, but let's look at how these 2 heroes perform when they're in a team and how they perform when they're solo. Now, when you're playing in a team, playing as Stalker is much more helpful to the team than playing as Ghost, especially if you can equip 4 personal gears on your Stalker. This will allow you to get the maximum value from the team heal ability, and this is very, very useful. I think it's more useful than giving all allies an increased armor penetration. So in this case, Stalker gets the 2 points. In terms of playing alone, I think Ghost is a much better candidate because, as we discussed earlier, his healing ability gives him a speed boost, and on top of that, he carries 4 charges of this ability. So for this category, Ghost gets the 2 points. Yeah, I guess that's it for the comparisons. Now we add up the results and see which hero comes out on top. And when we add up all the points collected so far, Stalker comes down to 4 points in total, and Ghost comes down to 5 points in total. Basing on this hero comparison, Ghost is a much better invisibility hero than Stalker. Feel free to leave your opinions in the comment or any remarks you'd like to make. And I guess that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.